Hey boys, it's Uncle Phil. So this is kind of the first video I want to do for you guys to show you how to build this boat. So that way you're not just guessing off the plans. So this is the boat you're going to be building. This is the prototype that I built last year. I improved on it a little bit so you get the updated, better version. So first we'll get to all the electronics a little later, but I just wanted to show you the initial part of cutting out the stuff and how this is all going to work. So this is called a swamp buggy. You can see how it's shaped. It's flat on the bottom here, and you can basically run it on snow and sand if it's powerful enough. Water. But you guys probably just do water and sand out there. You don't do much snow. This is the hatch that'll cover the compartment for the electronics so they don't get wet and get sand in there. And this is where the antenna is going to come out. So you should have all the parts that you need except for the board. Your mom and dad are going to have to go get that. But you should have the motor and the prop, spinner, and all the stuff inside here. So let's get right down to it. What you start out with are these patterns. So I sent you some plans, which actually were wrong, so your dad had to go print out some other plans, but you should have some one by one plans, so scale of 1 to 1. That, you know, this will be the top piece that will be on one page, and then all these other parts on another page. So the easiest way to do this is to cut out the inside first, the inside stuff first, and work your way out. This is already all cut out because I've actually already cut the pieces. So this piece right here has already been cut out. But before it was cut out, this was still in here, and these slots were still in here. It's easier just to keep all that stuff in there and work on your way out. So once you get it all taped down to the board, get this outside pattern taped down to the board, cut out this here, and you want to keep that part because you can use that for the hatch. So this little piece here you want to fit inside here for your hatch. So that way you don't have to cut out another part, which actually is in that second page that I told you about of all the pieces. So you won't have to cut that extra part if you just keep this piece here. And then you cut out these here for the fins to stick through. And then you cut out the outside. That's the easiest way to do it. And you're going to really want all these straight edges here. You're going to want to use a square. Makes it really easy, and a really sharp razor blade. And really, your pappy should be doing that, because I don't want to be blamed for you guys cutting off your fingers and stuff. That'd be no bueno. All right. And as you can see here, I did mine on a cutting board and kind of chewed it up a little bit. Talk to your mom before you start cutting into stuff. I don't want to be blamed for that either, okay? Alright, so just a couple things that I wanted to make sure you knew before you start cutting into stuff. You want to, there's only one of these long rib patterns. You're going to need 2 of those, so make sure you reuse it. And the easiest way that I found to do that is to, again, you tape it down to the board. Okay, you tape down to the board and a bunch of spots, and cut these out first, and then you cut out the outside. And it works out really sweet if you can use the flat edge, flat corner of the full board on some of these flat pieces. It just helps, and so you don't have to cut a bunch of the flat stuff. So once you get done with that first one, you take this pattern off. Make sure you don't mess it up too much, so that you can cut the second one, and then just paste it, or not paste it down, but tape it down, and again cut these ribs out first and then cut out the outside. Same thing on these cross ribs. You want to cut these little rib pockets first. Now, something I just found out today, I kind of messed up. This rib 2 part 4, it had the had the rib cut out really deep. So you really just want to match the same that you have on the this other rib here. These short ribs. See how they're kind of short here? This one had a long cutout. You don't really want to go that deep. So you just want to match the same depth here on this one. So sorry about that. Again, this is like the beta version. What else? I think that's about it for this one. So all your parts should look like this. You'll have just a bunch of parts here. Also, one thing I just remembered, these are the motor mount fins, and there's a motor mount block here that mounts between the two, and that's what your motor mounts to. I noticed today that I did not modify this motor mount the right way, so that should actually measure 3 7/8 by 1.5 a square. So again, 3 7/8 by 1.5 square. And that should sit down nice and good right in here. Again, that's this part right here. That's this part of the boat. Okay, so once you get all the parts cut out and set, ready to go, we'll start the second one, the second video. Alright? If you have any questions, ask your pappy. Ciao.